Whoa, look at that. Just walking up, turn around, I'm like, look how pretty that is. God damn it. So, how's it going today? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another day of the video diary. How are you guys doing this morning? It's 7:30, but it's pretty dark, so God knows. It's not actually 7:30. What time is it? It's 7:30. I'm a noob. What's been going on? I actually slept a little bit better last night. Breaking Bad's getting good again, but I did get to sleep on a relatively decent time. Woke up, my first alarm went off and I wet myself. I didn't wet myself, but I thought I was late. I thought it was like a backup alarm or whatever, but no, it's my first alarm. I was just up and alert very early this morning, and I've been playing a bit of Hearthstone. Today is sad, I know, but today is Goblins vs Gnomes expansion pack release day, which is exciting as hell. So yeah, that's cool. Because to be honest with you, when I come home tonight, I'm planning on filming a video, but if that expansion's out, then I don't know how well that's going to go, to be brutally honest with you. It's just gone 5:30, there you go, because I'm a bit sad. But anyway, is that my Nexus and my phone binging to say it's 5:30? But yeah, otherwise this morning, got up, got dressed, played a bit of Hearthstone with Ash, because Ash lives in New Zealand. He's awake when I'm just getting up. He's going to bed just as I'm getting up and stuff like that, so we hardly get to play together anymore. So sometimes you never come out to play anymore. We is gonna have to find some free time one day, when I'm not at work, like maybe like Saturday morning or something. But yeah, otherwise we're heading off to work today. This is the second to last day, Ben's second to last day before Christmas, which means I'm going to be left on my own in the lurch a little bit as of next week, as of Thursday even. But today is our Christmas lunch day. Today we're going to go out for a meal at a pub somewhere. Someone's driving me because it's miles away. They couldn't have picked a further away pub. It's crazy. But yeah, so probably 0 hours of flexi are going to go down today, because we'll probably have a 2-hour lunch there, which is crazy. So that's always something to look forward to. But I am going in early because I have to go in early because we're having a 2-hour lunch. Sad times. But yeah, like I say, when I'm coming back, I'm considering very strongly filming a video. I'm going to film what I can of a programming video for the main channel. Very festive, I know. This is coming in just before the festive Christmas live stream, so this will be alright. I have a plan as to how I can do it, so we'll be interested to see how it's going to go. I'm going to sit on the bus and I'm going to start planning what I need to do. A lot of planning is going to go into this video because I don't want to do it like half wrong. Like, I'm alright if my solution, it's basically going to be the Codility challenge, but I'm going to have a lot more time in order to do it because I know what the challenge is. If I do the challenges like the week they die, here's the plan. The plan is I do the challenges when the challenges go up, just for fun, just for YOLO bands, just to test myself. But when they're live, that's what will happen. When they close, what I'll do is I'll revisit it, and I will sit and I will plan what I think is going to be a good answer. So I would have had the feedback. Oh, that was slippy. I would have had the feedback from when I did it the first time. I would have had enough time to sit back and think about the best way of programming that kind of solution, and I will then walk you through the design, how to program it, and then I will be able to run it against the old tests. So I'll just be a case of like, I'll open it up, copy and paste my solution in, and see how it works. Basically get it compiling, and then see how well it does in the test. And then that'll be a good way of seeing, like, I'll be able to say like, this is how I did it when I had to do it fast. This is what I personally think. And there's never one hard, fast solution. But this is what I personally think is a very good way of answering it. And then I'll be able to say something like, here's how I would set up that kind of solution. Because 9 times out of 10 it's going to be very object orientated kind of stuff anyway. So it wouldn't be obvious how to do it. I'll then walk you through actually getting that solution up and running, which is something a little bit more which I'll walk you through, like how to build it up and how to debug certain things I'll then talk you through how the whole thing's going to go. We'll input it into the system, into Codility's system, see how they like it, all that kind of stuff. The main problem I have is running it without test data. Buses, where are you, bus? 4 minutes away, that's about right. Yeah, the problem is that Codility has a load of like test answers and stuff like that. They have things that they can run it against. So it's going to be semi-difficult to test it locally because I don't have the same inputs they have. They were like, when you run it, they have like 2 or 3 basic cases so that you can see how your system works. You know it works before you submit it, basically. That's the issue I have, is I don't immediately know how it works. So this is what I'm going to be doing on the bus. I'm going to be planning both the object layout so I can show you diagrams and stuff, and then 2, I am going to be planning like test data and test answers to that data, stuff like that. I'm going to try and do as much of this in Google Docs as possible, but I assume the diagrams I'm going to have to wait till I get home and do something either on paper or somewhere else in like Publisher or something, because obviously Google Docs has only really got docs. So I could do it on slideshow, I guess, slides, but yeah, we'll see. I think that is going to be the best solution to doing programming videos. I'll throw one up near Christmas as a nice festive video, and the idea is that like if I do that, then we've got a video we can compare it against. We can go, right, does it work? Do you guys like it? Would you like to see another one? And then if so, then we can do one in 6 weeks time when the next test comes along, and that gives you the ability to go back through the tests yourselves, and you can do the test before I do it live, so you can see like how you would have done it yourself if you were to do it, versus how I would do it after having thought about it a bit. So yeah, the problem is you won't see my original plan, my original answer, which usually won't be very good anyway, to be honest with you. So we'll see. That not in service bus there, which you can't read, was the bus I just got off. Why is it not in service? I was on it. What the hell? I hate that. It happens sometimes when I'm at work. I'll be sat, well, at the bus stop, and a bus will go past with people on that's not in service. Does he know it's not in service? Odd. I'm heading back a bit later than normal today because we had a massive lunch. But also, I've got a new tactic for the bus. What you do is you stand, well, you get ready, so all you need to do is lock your computer and go, right? So you get everything ready, you've got your coat on. You then like stand around your computer, talking about stuff, work, obviously, looking out the window, then you see the bus. You see the orange, the orange of the light at the front that tells you what number it is. And you figure out from the shape of the words what number it is, and you go, I've got to go, sorry, and then leg it. And then you get outside, you get there just in time, if you're quick, to get on it. So that's good. Because even though the bus says it's going to be 6 minutes, the chances are it's going to be closer 15. So you just stand there in the warm, ready to rock and roll, wait for it to come down the road. It's genius. It's better than standing outside and freezing cold. So yeah, otherwise though, today we've been doing some mapping. We've been deserializing or serializing, I don't know which way around it is, some XML into the objects, making sure it's all wrapped in tests and it's all good and working and nice. So that's good. We also went for a pub lunch for our Christmas Team Dyson lunch, which was very nice. I had steak, ribeye steak, and it was absolutely gorgeous, to be honest with you. It was really, really nice. It was off out in country, bloody miles away from anything, on this proper country, like little village of like four buildings and a pub. It was mad, but yeah, it was pretty cool, pretty quaint. I tried to film a tiny little bit of it, not much though, because filming people at work, man. So yeah, so we had quite a long lunch, so that's why I've left relatively later than normal, but I've only got back about 5:15 because got the bus about 5:20, I think. But yeah, good news is I don't have to make sandwiches for tomorrow either, because I'm having pizza tonight, and my leftover pizza we'll go to lunch tomorrow, and I'm not even particularly that hungry, so I'm going to have a big lunch tomorrow, which is all good news. All I'm hearing is good news, to be honest with you. Well, let me bring that down a step. Well, as we all know, it's Ben's last day tomorrow. The question came up today, how do we map this certain thing into this certain thing, right? So what happens is, there's a bit like an intermediary who sends us stuff. We're trying to convert their stuff into English, basically. There used to be like 2 routes through our system. There was a route for like the intermediary sites, and then there was ones for the people who went on our actual site. What we're now trying to do is map the same, just go through one route. So we're changing what the people who talk to us from into, like, pretending they basically came from our site, essentially. The difference is our site uses things like occupation as just clean text, so it would say software developer for me. However, if I was to do that on another site, that would send to us as something like 432. Right? Currently, how that conversion's done is it goes off to the database. It pulls a database of roughly 500,000 different possibilities. Very roughly 500,000. It's probably closer, like 200, probably closer 250,000, to be honest with you. Pulls out what it is and then translates it into the English, right? Previous to this has never had to been done before, but that's how it used to do it in the system. As soon as it only did that, like, sometimes, like 2% of the time it would have to do that. Now we have to do it every single time, and by every single time we're talking 2 million times a day. More, probably more. I think it's actually 10 million. Technically it's 10 million, but arguably 2 million for reasons. So we have to figure out a way of translating all of those things without pulling the database, because we can't hit the database with a query like that 10 million times a day. Anything over 1 million, like, this kind of thing happens so often that every single line of code has to be considered before you do it. It's like, is this going to have a speed implication on our system? Because while it might take 2 milliseconds to do, right, how often is 2 milliseconds compared to 1 millisecond when you're doing it 2 million times? It's a long time. So anyway, so we have to do this conversion without hitting the database, because the database connection is slow. As soon as you have to go back to disk, it's basically always slow. But it's kind of awkward because we can't really store that many items in memory, because you need a lot of RAM and a lot of memory. So, right, we went off and asked some other people how it is they've done it, because they're going like the other way, and we can't use that. They've gone, like, they're using something different to us. So let's say, for the sake of argument, they use B codes. They're converting B codes into what they need, right? We've got A codes. So we have to remap, I have to remap 500,000 things hard-coded. Madness. They use like some kind of SQL to automatically generate it, but then you've still got to do the formatting and commenting of each one, and oh, Jesus. That's what I've got ahead of me, basically. And they have something like a 12,000 line document, and they have less codes than us. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed, boys and girls. So, oh well. I've got that to look forward to. But otherwise, got the bus back. Did I tell you what my method was for getting the bus? I did. And now I'm back home. I'm thinking of putting my pizza in. It looks like Hearthstone isn't out yet, which is annoying. But I haven't had a load of Facebook notifications about it just yet. So I believe I'm going to sort out my stuff. I'm going to film that video tonight, aren't I? I need to film it ASAP so I can start editing it. Oh, this is so awkward. I could just stop vlogging instead of trying to use my phone to do a 2-finger. What am I doing? I can't concentrate. I'm trying to do this a 2-finger swipe down on here. That's what I was trying to do, and then I got into it finally like that, and then I wanted to press that, and then I pressed that because I wasn't concentrating properly. But yeah, that's like 2 separate things. But 2 fingers is really unnatural. Like, it just feels creepy. Like, right then, we've just finished having some dinner. I say just. I've just finished having some dinner and I'm now sat at home. I was going to film tonight that video I was talking about this morning, but I've changed my mind purely because it's 9 o'clock. That is literally the only reason I've changed my mind. It's 9 o'clock and it's too late to start recording a video like this. What I have done, however, is set up a solution in my little on my basically look. I've got it set up here like that. I've got it set up here, so I've got like a number of classes. This is basically like when you log onto the site, it gives you just the class you need, and then you can just go from there. Because I'm running it outside of that, I've got to try and do it as much as possible so that I can just enter back in and just copy and paste lift my code from here into there. So I've got to like move out a test harness and stuff like that. So I've developed the area in which I'm going to be running it in, and I've got it set up so that if you go through either the test harness or the solution, the unit tests, it will run through 1 or 3 different possibilities, and at the moment it's failing because I haven't done it. It's just chilling on, it's just returning 0 every time. But yes, so I now have some data in order to test my system with. I was going to do it in Visual Studio this time. I was going to do my first one in Visual Studio and then roll from there. Visual Studio and C#, should I say. But I'm going to do the first one in Java. Just cause YOLO swags. I do need some Java for this wall here. The problem with Java is that I've learned when you learn C#, or you do C# full time, as a full-time job, you come back to Java and it's quite a bit different. It's quite annoying. So I've got to figure out what all the differences and stuff. I'm going to have to film it tomorrow. It's got a bit too late today. I did leave late and get in late, and I had a late pizza as well because I was full from my steak from my Christmas lunch. So yeah, so I'll film that tomorrow night, and I will figure out exactly. I'm going to buy some milk tomorrow night, don't I? Yeah. And I will figure out exactly what I need for. I've got a plan of how to do it. I haven't actively run the test. I haven't actually. Come on, Hearthstone. I haven't actively tried to do the challenge. I'm going to do it entirely here, and then I'm going to take it over and run it. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I haven't actually done the challenge away from there, though. As a general guide, when I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to be using the language that most suits the scenario. The majority of the times, just because of the way I'm trying to train myself, I'll probably go for an OO standpoint, in which case I'll be using either C# or Java. But if Python, or there's plenty of times when our objects get right in the bloody way. So you don't really want to use, say if you was doing some kind of sorting algorithm, god damn it, do objects get in the way for that. So I'll probably use Python for stuff like that when I need that kind of stuff. So when I do these videos, they're not going to be set in one specific programming language. They're going to be dancing around a couple of them. I'm probably going to do the first one in Java, and then if I do another one, I'll probably do that in Visual Studio, because I think Visual Studio is better, I think. Why don't I set it up in Visual Studio? I might see if I can get it running. Now I tried to get it running to Visual Studio because you've got to do quite a bit of legwork to get the projects up and running in Visual Studio. It's kind of a pain. Whereas Java, you can kind of just throw it some files and it would work fine. But I prefer C# and the Visual Studio stuff. So what I'm going to do then, I'm going to try and set it up in Visual Studio since I've got time, since Hearthstone's not booting up and I'm not going to film tonight. Let's try it. Phew, got it set up. Kinda. It's not quite how I want it. Problem is, fucking Hearthstone, man. You know when you say you're going to release something on the 9th, that doesn't mean release it on midnight on the 9th, or at 1 minute to midnight. It means release it about midday, let everyone ruin the servers while I'm at work, and then let me come back and everything be fine. Anyway, what I've been trying to do is I'm trying to hook up Visual Studio so that only the source files are in my Google Drive / Dropbox area. In Eclipse, that's really easy. You can just bring in linked sources, but you can't do it very well in Visual Studio. That's why I was struggling so hard to set up all the linking and stuff. But it's all set up now. It's all ready to rock and roll. So tomorrow I will film a okay, Hearthstone, man. You can't even play it. They've taken the whole thing down. So yeah, it's basically all set up and ready to rock and roll. It's just a case of, let me just open it up for ye. that one was the thing. Bang! So I've got Codility sulfur, which is the test I'm going to be doing, and I've got the unit test wrapping around it because I'm a good boy. And then I'm going to be able to, as soon as I figured out how to do the source code and stuff, I can start work on these, specifically Project Wheatbase. But yeah, I've actually started looking into this kind of stuff now. What I need is a TFS server. My Pi can't do it. My Pi's not good enough for a TFS server. I'm going to have to fork out one day on an actual server. One day. Not any day soon, either. I might have to run it in a virtual machine or something. TFS servers are great. TFS servers mean you can have like version control and all that kind of gubbins all set up on it, and it's all nice and pretty, and tests run on it nicely. There's loads of advantages to TFS servers. But anyway, I don't particularly need one yet. But yeah, anyway, what I'm going to do though is I'm going to end this video now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to look a little bit more into trying to find out how I can get remote source files in Visual Studio, but otherwise I'm going to end this video. Thank you very much for watching. Tomorrow going to be the last day with Ben. Hopefully we're going to figure out exactly what I need to do over the next week and a half, so I don't sit around like an absolute moron. But yeah, that's that. Tomorrow we will film this video, so we'll have a video out for Sunday morning, for Sunday evening, which will be good. And I hope you're looking forward to some kind of programming video, because my God, has it taken me a long time to set up something like this. Even the framework to be able to do it, it's taken me ages. I haven't even started the test yet. I've got a bit of an advantage on this 2-hour test though, since well, in theory I would have already done it before, wouldn't I? So, but yeah, I have no idea either how good my solution is going to be until the end of this. It's going to be a very testy kind of test episode of Let's Program. That's what it's going to be called as well. Let's Program. So, right, thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to change the battery because I'm using one of my old batteries, the old battery, which isn't very good, and it's almost dead. And I will catch you later.